You're listening to School Counseling Simplified, a podcast with easy-to-implement strategies for busy school counselors. Here's your host, Rachel Davis from Bright Futures Counseling.
Do you ever have a kiddo pop into your office last minute and you need an activity to do quickly? Or do you ever wish you had access to hundreds of school counseling resources at your fingertips? Well, my Impact School Counselor membership is for you. Inside Impact, you get access to hundreds of resources sorted by topic, tier, season, or monthly lesson plans. Simply log on, find what you need, download it, and use it with your students right away. You also get access to our community where you can meet like-minded school counselors to troubleshoot tough cases, get inspired, and collaborate with your colleagues. Not only that, we also know how important it is to stay on top of your professional development. That's why we offer live quarterly trainings on hot topics that you need most. Impact is designed to make your counseling life easier. I know you're super busy. That's why I've made it super simple to access everything you need in one place. This way you can spend your time and energy doing what you love the most, helping kiddos. If you're looking for a one-stop shop for all of your counseling needs so you don't have to worry about searching on different sites, paying for things here and there, you can find everything you need on demand in one place in Impact. Head over to stressfreeschoolcounseling.com/impact to watch a sneak peek video behind the scenes of what all is included in the membership. Again, that's stressfreeschoolcounseling.com/impact to get started today. I can't wait to help you make an impact. Hey there, thanks for listening to another episode of School Counseling Simplified. So I want to continue our April series by talking about how we can support teachers. So I talked earlier about our class lessons and how we can do as needed lessons, maybe even do a crazy fun pep rally, stuff like that. But today I want to talk to you guys about mini PD or mini professional development. So you as the counselor can provide some on-site PD to your teachers. Now you may be thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm getting clammy just thinking about this. No way I'm standing up in front of everyone. And believe me, I feel that in my core. I'm not the biggest public speaker, especially with my colleagues, which might be funny because I love to do like virtual trainings and PD. In Impact, I do quarterly PD all the time, and I love to do the podcast. But I think I'm just much more comfortable in the virtual setting than being like at the school site in front of the teachers. But I don't know. I think it just comes with experience and practice. So here's the thing. You can do some simple, easy PD for your teachers so you can provide them with SEL strategies and counseling strategies that they can do in the classroom. This will supplement you, right? Because there's only one of you. So you want to be in as many places as you can, but you're already so busy, I know, with class lessons and small groups and individual sessions and parent meetings and all the things. So you're very, very busy. So sometimes it's nice if you can, extend yourself. So how can you extend yourself? Well, you can kind of teach teachers so they can teach kiddos these skills. So we talked a little bit earlier in the month about how you could do as needed lessons, and maybe it's where you're just giving the teachers a lesson and then they're teaching it. So that's like an extension of yourself. You don't physically have to be there for the lesson, but that material is being taught. So same thing here. What you can do is kind of introduce some strategies that they can do without you. So one thing is classroom setup. So get them to set up a calm down corner or a safe space in their classroom. Now I know a lot of teachers already have this. A lot of teachers are super on board for this already. So what you could do is you could have some of them share at the PD some of their examples, maybe show some pictures of some ideas. And then you can provide some resources for them to put in their calm down corner. So I'm going to link to some free resources for you guys. I have some free posters of feelings checks that you can give out to your teachers to hang up in their rooms. But I think setting up a calm down corner is so important. You could have them, set up like a behavior check-in, maybe some zones of regulation posters. Then I was even thinking this could be fun if as a group during a PD, you could make some crafts for your calm down corner or make the toolboxes. So if you're going to have like a coping strategies toolbox and it's going to have some fidgets in it, maybe it's going to have a sand timer, maybe some stress balls, maybe some headphones, maybe some Play-Doh, kinetic sand, maybe it has some laminated like feelings cards, maybe it has some deep breathing exercise cards they can reference, anything like that. That would be really cool if you guys set it up together, or if you made like calm down bottles together. Maybe you could see, I know we used to have a character ed parent committee, and they would provide funding, and I had these character education funds that I could spend. So maybe you could spend some kind of money, school money, on materials, and you could do make calm down toolkits together. I think this would be really empowering for a lot of teachers who want to do it, but they're like, I don't have time or money to go set this up on my own. But this way you're kind of teaching them how to do it and giving them ideas of what they could include in here. And it's going to look different for every classroom, right? Like age appropriate, of course. And maybe some teachers know their kiddos and they're like, this will work great for mine, this one won't, but that's fine. You could kind of have like a build your own coping strategies toolbox for your classroom. I think that could be really fun. So getting them to set up a calm down corner, a physical place in their classroom for students to go. Like I said, a lot of teachers probably already have these, but just kind of tweaking it. And for those who don't have it, empowering them that they can do it, giving them strategies, giving them tools, and giving them even the physical materials so they can set it up. Now, you may be thinking, my school does not have a budget. This is definitely not happening. I don't see my teachers sitting around and making physical toolboxes. That's fine. I know that's like the dream, right? But if that doesn't happen, there's some other things you can do. You can just introduce some strategies to the teachers. So use your PD time to teach the teachers. You're going to teach them the strategies so then they can in turn teach the kiddos. So, we have a lot of anxious students in the classroom. And the goal here is we want to keep the kids in the classroom and we want to keep them learning. So how can we do that? Well, if they're feeling very anxious, there's a few things we can do. I like to help students when they're feeling anxious in 3 areas: through grounding, deep breathing, and mindfulness strategies. So grounding strategies, you can teach the teachers things like ABC breathing. That's where when a student's feeling, very heightened state, if they're feeling very anxious, they can look around the class and try to identify something that starts with A, something that starts with B, something that starts with C, until they get through the entire alphabet. And by the time they get through Z, hopefully they're feeling a little more grounded. Same thing, there's 5 senses grounding. Name something you see, name something you hear, name something you smell, name something you taste, and name something you feel. Then there's rainbow grounding. So going around the classroom again with Roy G. Biv, right? Name something red, find something orange, find something yellow, and so on. So these are some grounding strategies that you can teach the teachers, and then they can use them to teach the students. Now, I have a freebie exclusive for you guys, podcasters. It is a grounding strategies poster set. So it has like the ABC breathing on there and stuff, and you can hang them in the classroom. So I'm going to link to that in the show notes so you can share this freebie with your teachers and they can hang them in the classroom for their kiddos to practice those grounding strategies. So I'm really excited for that. Like I said, that's just for my listeners. I don't really have that freebie up anywhere else, but I made it for you guys. Then mindfulness. So I love to do guided meditations. Now, a lot of times teachers may not feel comfortable doing a guided meditation in their classroom. You may have some more woo-woo types who are into it, but you may get a lot of resistance for this as well. So there's a few options here. First, a script, right? So you can have a script for them. All they have to do is simply read the script. They may feel more comfortable doing that. I have some I'll link to in the show notes for y'all too. If not the script, maybe you can read the script and record yourself, and then they could play you, the counselor's voice, for their class for guided meditation. Again, that's a way that you yourself do not have to physically be in every classroom, but here you are, you can be doing 30 guided meditations at once, but you're not even there. You're doing a small group. So that's kind of cool. And it's your voice, so the students may recognize it. Or they could show a video, maybe like a YouTube video of a guided meditation. I'll link to some of those as well. So those are some tips for mindfulness. This is really cool. I like to encourage teachers to do this, in a preventative way. So mindfulness is a good strategy if you're feeling anxious or upset. But it's also cool just to get your class to do this at the start of the day. So if they're doing some kind of morning circle time, I always love to recommend the feelings check. So again, feelings check posters, and you can model this in the PD. That's the fun part, right? Model it to them so they feel comfortable doing it with their students. So some of the best PD I've been to has been where we've done the actual things. Like I remember one where we did this whole mindfulness practice during the PD, and it was really memorable for me. And then I went on to use it with my students. So what you can do is in the PD, you lead a guided meditation to show them this is what it's like. This is what you could do with your class. You guys pretend you're the students. I'll pretend I'm the teacher. I'm modeling for you how you could do a guided meditation in your class and think about how great you feel after. Provide them with some debriefing questions, and then they can do that. Same thing with the grounding strategies. You could have them break off into groups during the PD and practice the grounding strategies. And like I said, the feelings check. So model a feelings check, use a talking piece, sit in a circle, go around and share how you're feeling and why. This is something that's second nature to us because we're so used to doing this in our small groups. But for teachers, they may not feel comfortable doing this. So by you modeling it, by them practicing during the PD, this is great. Then they're going to feel more empowered and ready to do it when they go back to the classroom to do it with their kiddos. So those are grounding strategies, feelings check, mindfulness. Last thing I have for you guys are deep breathing techniques. So you guessed it, you can't go wrong with deep breathing. This is a really good one for teachers to feel equipped on how to teach their kiddos. Because again, as the counselor, you're teaching this stuff in small groups and individual sessions. And you're maybe teaching it in your class lessons, but let's be real, you're coming in the classrooms like once a month. This is going to be a lot more effective if they're doing it daily with their teachers. So you're kind of introducing things and then the teachers are reinforcing it daily. It's a daily SEL component. So the teachers can do deep breathing techniques. Now, I just got on TikTok. Kind of embarrassed to even be sharing it here because I don't feel that confident over there yet, but I'm liking it. So if you are on TikTok, follow me, Bright Futures Counseling. But I've been sharing over there some deep breathing techniques. So I've been trying to put them on TikTok just so, teachers, parents, counselors, students, I don't know, whoever can find them to practice these deep breathing techniques. So go over to TikTok and check out, and I put them on Instagram Reels too, I think, at Bright Futures Counseling also. But you can check out some of my breathing techniques like lion's breathing, belly breathing, flower candle breathing, all these different memorable breathing techniques that are good for elementary school. Dragon's breathing, that's a good one. The dragon's breathing involves like a little craft where you use a toilet paper roll and some tissue paper to blow out fire. That's something you could make in the PD, and then you could make it together, and then they take it back to their classroom and have one in their classroom. So I'm just thinking of ways for you to, help teachers feel more equipped with some counseling strategies and some calm down toolbox strategies. Also, this is a good time to remind them of your referral process. You likely introduced a referral process at the beginning of the school year, but this is a good time to remind them, hey, this is how you can use me. I'm the counselor. You can ask for as-needed lessons. You can refer kids for small groups. You can refer kids for individual counseling. Please use my referral process and take advantage of the services I provide, because a lot of teachers may not even be accessing your services, which means their students aren't accessing your services. So, okay, I hope your teachers feel more supported after you do this, and I hope you feel excited to introduce these concepts to your teachers. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have an awesome week. Talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to School Counseling Simplified. You can find the links from today's episode in the show notes. If you'd like to connect with Rachel, she's on Instagram and Teachers Pay Teachers at Bright Futures Counseling. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any episodes of School Counseling Simplified. Talk to you next week.